right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Thursday, August 5th. That's right, folks. We had a busy day yesterday in the store besides drinking 15 wines at our Southern Rhone event. We had a couple suppliers in the store. First up, we had some wines from Constellation Brands. Little Hyman Hill Riesling from the Columbia Valley. Nice little Riesling, light smoke and petrol that you usually get from Riesling, no matter where it's from. Some lovely white peach and apple blossoms to it. A little bit of residual sugar in there, but some nice acidity, making this wine finish fresh and clean. A really nice little treat. And then the Simi Sauvignon Blanc from Sonoma County. You know, kind of like an average Sauvignon Blanc, a little melon and fig fruit, white grapefruit, citrus, a little fresh baled hay, and some wet stone kind of mineral notes. But it's kind of a short finish. Nice little coiffer, $15. And then Clos de Bois Chardonnay Russian River. Wow, folks, this isn't the cheap Clos de Bois Chardonnay that you see in Total Wine for $7.99. This is a couple steps up from that. Really nice, typical California Chardonnay. A little bit of vanilla bean and creme brulee spice in the nose. Delicious peach and tropical fruit notes. Little fresh baked apple pie there, and real crowd pleaser style. Like I said, juicy fruit on the tongue, just the right touch of oak spice, and nice freshness on the finish. Really nice balance. This wine we'll have on sale at under $15 a bottle. All right, and then little Wild Horse Pinot Noir Unbridled from Santa Barbara. This is their kind of reserve bottling, a little more concentrated and rich. We've had a lot of success with the 07 Central Coast Pinot from Wild Horse. This one even got like 87 points from the Berghound. So a very good score from a conservative score that loves French Pinot. In this area, they do make a little more Burgundian style Pinot Noir. It's a little colder down there. And this wine was a little funky, but had some nice black raspberry fruit also. A little bit of bacon fat in there, something we get from a lot of Burgundies. A little light smoke and some nice allspice notes. And then smooth and silky on the tongue, one of the hallmarks of Pinot Noir. Some lovely red cherry pie-like fruit and a little spice, but nice freshness, nicely balanced Pinot, not at all Syrah-esque like some Pinot Noirs from California are getting today. Then a little Genesis Merlot from Columbia Valley. I don't know what happened to that brand, but it's okay. Franciscan Cabernet Sauvignon Stylist to finish out the day. And, you know, we've sold a lot of Franciscan here at the Wine Watch. But I don't know if people are ready for a $100 retail wine from Franciscan at this point. You know, one of the things they associate Franciscan with is value. And this wine was nice. A little of that cedar, cigar box spice. Very complex, very big. But $100, it's a tough sell in this market, folks. For a winery that's known for value. All right, next up, we had Jeff Weston in with a few, kind of a mixed bag there. A little Da Milano Arnese from the Langhe. Arnese is a grape I love, very fresh. This one had a little bit of that spritz to it, some hibiscus flower, lemon, lime, citrus fruits. Very light and refreshing wine. And then Yerman Chardonnay from Venezia Giulia. This wine had some notes of green kind of herbs, maybe a little mintiness to it. Really unique, very typical of wines. Chardonnay from Venezia Giulia, colder climates, and very fresh and clean style, no oak, very distinct, and you know, somewhat light for $27. But if you like distinctive, lean Chardonnays, this might be for you. All right, and then the big boy. Sometimes you have to taste through some stuff that's just okay to get to the really good stuff. 2006 Dominus. Dominus, one of the top wines coming from Napa Valley. Here's a $100 bottle of wine. A, you got Christian Moax's name on it from Chateau Petrus. B, one of the top vineyard sites in Napa Valley. C, limited production, 5,000 cases. And D, a great marketing program. This wine is put on sale, but usually you see it just under $100 on sale. These guys make phenomenal wines. Some of the most age-worthy wines coming from Napa Valley. We just sent out the 07, which got 98 points from Robert Parker, so we sold a little bit of that, but there is some 06 still available, and it's going to be at a much more attractive price. Check it out on today's email. All right, and then a wine, Le Mistral. Used to be a Joseph Phelps wine. I guess they sold off this label. It still mentions their name on the back as they're consulting for it. It's a blend of Syrah, Grenache, Alicante Bouschet, and Petite Syrah. Really darkly colored, dark, wild game, blackberry, blueberry fruit on the nose, little violet floral notes. Really exotic if you like the Rhone thing. This is California Rhone at its best, folks. Lovely velvety, silky tannins, and a little bit of black pepper spice on the finish. Very good. And then some Zinfandel. You know, I'm not a big Zinfandel fan, so you can read the reviews on the Ottimo, and the Armida, if you like. The Poison. Also, we're not very big fans of catchy names, you know, things that are pretty bottles. This one had like a skull and crossbones on it with red blood dripping off of it. Yeah, so if you're into that kind of thing, Poison is for you. Okay, and then Flora Springs Trilogy. Our good friend Mark Rafferty is back working with Ken Lapham. This is one of his brands that he's been promoting, Flora Springs, a great property in the Napa Valley. We've had John Combs in to do winemaker dinners in the past, and they've made some fabulous Cabernets throughout the years and some great wines under this Trilogy label, the 06. Very good. We've got a very attractive price on the 06 Flora Springs Trilogy. Check it out on this email. Also, no mistaking this wine for a California wine. Lovely toasty oak, currants, cassis, black cherry fruit, chocolate, everything you want in a Napa Valley Cabernet blend. All right, then we had our Southern Rhone tasting in the store. Well, last night we had 3 suppliers. We had some fantastic wines. As I mentioned, try to call up, make a reservation if you're coming to one of our events. Luckily, we did have enough food. Tony put out some fantastic appetizers last night. The tartare with the truffle mushroom in it was outstanding. The little duck, little phyllo cup things were outstanding. Everything was really nice. Went really nicely with the wines also. We just had one white. This little wine from the Costers de Nims. This was a big hit, though. We sold a bunch of that. Really light and refreshing. And the hits for me last night, the Vaqueras. This wine, what a great little value from Roker's. You get a lot of that lovely Garrigue wild herbs and wild flowers in this wine, mixed berry pie kind of fruit, blackberries, raspberries, cherries, and just a really big wine, but soft and velvety on the finish. The hallmark of these 07s, a very long finish wines that you could cellar for even something like this, 5 to 8 years easily. All right, the Royer wines, the 06. A vintage that's kind of been overlooked now, but these 06s from Royer showed excellent last night. We will be bringing the Prestige in, the Regalis Cuvée, the 100% Syrah Cuvée. A little peppery for my taste, but a great producer. I'm happy to put anything that Mr. Royer makes on the shelf. A little Petite Domaine wine. I brought a bottle of that home last night to drink with maybe tonight or tomorrow night. Really nice, refreshing style of reds and other things you get from these Southern Rhones. These Grenache-based wines are nice, refreshing red wines. A lot of these wines see very little or no new oak at all. All right, some of the hits from the Anthony Pannoni table, the Eric Solomon table. Well, these 08s, as I mentioned before, 07, such a great vintage. People have stocked up on the Rhones. 08, a good vintage. Very forward. I think all these wines we had from 08 showed really nicely last night. Maybe a little expensive for, the 08 vintage. They're definitely cheaper than 07, but I thought the prices need to come down just a little bit more on these wines to make them a little bit more attractive. The stuff from Roger Sabon last night, the Lirac and the Olivet Chateauneuf de Pape, really nice. The Olivet we are bringing in the store. That wine showed beautifully last night. And then the Domaine de the Genasse stuff, absolutely outstanding. The Argel may be a little light. This wine has been a little bigger in previous vintages, but the Tradition 08 really showed a lot of character. And then the Vieilles Vignes, always a showstopper. And the Giraud, the Grand Japere wine, outstanding. That and the Vieilles Vignes were the 2 best wines on the table last night at Anthony's table. And then the Charven 06 showed brilliantly again last night. And their 07 Côte de Rhone, also a big hit, man. You cannot miss with even Côte de Rhones from 07. We'll check all the reviews out for what I drank last night from our Southern Rhone tasting. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.